And welcome to Shooting the Shit with Vicki. It's Monday, August 11th, and I'm right on time as I said I'd be. I'm not, and you know that. And I'm sorry, it was my intention. I got in the shower at like 8 this morning, it was 9 this morning, and wash my hair, and I curled it. And then, and I was going to be made, and I was made up, and I was going to be all ready to go, and there's nobody here. Why is nobody here? And oh, somebody's here. Hi, Marilyn. Hopefully I'll see the comments today. Last week drove me crazy. Hopefully you guys will find me, because I said I was going to be on time, and I am so ridiculously ish. But in any case, I have good excuses. Getting some love. Hi, Ann. I have some good excuses. Yeah, we'll talk about Rufus in a little bit. There's been that going on, but I can't blame this on Rufus, although I'd like to try, and have somebody else take. I'm wearing a very, very long shirt. Very, very long shirt. I'm wearing really fun shoes. AS98s. They're very cute little things. I haven't worn these pants all season. I like these pants, and I never wear them, and they're very comfy. But anyway, I was made up. My hair was curled and looked really good this morning, but I screwed it all up because I laid down and tried to take a nap, and I was laying on Snuffy, and then there was some afternoon stuff, and then I got on the treadmill. And anyway, I decided to comb out the curls and refreshen them, and that was the biggest mistake. You don't comb out curls. I should have just left them, because then when I tried to re-put them in, the curling, the beach waver my hair was having none of it. And so now I've just got sort of a cacophony of a mess, and that's just the way that goes. But and so that's what took the half hour. I was ready on time. I even got off the elliptical. I didn't watch the end of Too Much. Have you, I haven't been talking about that. Have you guys seen Too Much on Netflix? Hi, Maria. I'm really loving it, and I'm very upset because I'm in the last 15 minutes. Sorry, Dot. I'm in the last 15 minutes of Too Much, and I don't want it to end. So instead of doing another mile, I got off so that I'd be on time here, and then I ran into the curling one, because I combed them out. They were fine when they were just a thing, but then I combed them out, and they're all screwed up. So I don't have curls, and I'm late, and I was late. So there's that. I got to stop talking about it, because when people watch the replay, they won't care. Oh, Ann, you're so sweet. So I don't know if I should talk about Rufus yet, because not a lot of people are here, and I want to get to it. Tonight, though, we're meeting Tristan and Samantha Capel, and I just want to say that hi Esther, hi Anita. I changed Samantha's name in my phone today. Herman, oh hi Herman. Herman, I need you to cook for us. I will pay you anything for you to make the meals that you make for us, because I can't make them look like that. They're not going to look like that. The shopping every day. Herman, we need you. Look amazing. And you're doing keto. But you're doing keto in a controlled way. A lot of people I know do keto, and then they eat massive amounts of protein. It doesn't work. You have to limit. But anyway, I had lost like 8 pounds for the wedding, and you would never know because I look horrible. I look at the wedding pictures and I'm like, oh my God, I look like Tessie, because I still had another 10 to lose. But now I've gained like 4 or 5 of them back, because we've been eating like maniacs. And Herman said today, and this is true, there's no such thing as a cheat day. A diet is a diet and a way of life and a new way of eating. And I can't afford cheat days, although I can't imagine never having a slice of pizza, Herman, and never having sushi with rice. I can't imagine doing that. But I guess, like anything else, once you get in the rhythm, you can. I have done things for long periods without cheating, without taking cheat days. Not lately, though. But anyway, I'm like almost, hi Snuffy, I'm almost starting all over, but not quite. But in any case, yeah, so there was a lot of things I want to talk to you guys about Rufus. I don't know if we're up to that. I can see the comments. Thank you, Snuffy. Today I can see the comments, which makes me very happy. Hi, Pia. How are you? So we're in wait with Rufus, and there's ways around pizza. Yeah, but then you never get to go to Mulberry Street or Joe's in New York. Come on, Herman. I mean, I could go to Joe's and just eat the cheese off the top, right? Or at Mulberry Street. I could do that. Yes, I can see the comments. Hallelujah. Last week was not fun for me. It was not fun not seeing the comments. I hate that. I have to stand with my legs, with my weight evenly distributed so that I won't get a backache. Because I'm wearing platforms, and they're not heels, but they're, shoes with platforms. And they're hard wood. They're cool and groovy and nice leather on top and open-toed and cool. I don't know if you can see them. Let's see if I go back here. AS98s. Can you see them? I have them in black too. They're very fun. But in any case, I've got to be careful how I stand. I'm actually going to the ortho tomorrow, but that's for the elbow. I'm going to be 70 in a couple months, which I don't even know how that's possible. But the way you can tell is that everything that's wrong with my body, with the stenosis and the sciatica and the shoulder and the elbow and oh my God, the reflux. I mean, yeah, come on. This aging stuff is brutal. I didn't used to have any of this shit when I was, even in my early 60s, I didn't have any stuff. I don't think. Did I? I don't think. They're not heavy. They're fabulous. They're wonderful. So in any case, what happened is Rufus got a bath on Friday, and Christian, who's our groomer, who comes up in this truck, and he takes Rufus out, and Rufus doesn't like to go. He plants his feet. He has to kind of be dragged out till he gets out there. Then he's fine. You're going to be 70 also, and it's the thing. In any case, Avenue of the Paws are our groomers, and Christian's our person. And, Rufus wears these tips. He wears, like I have tips on my nails, he has tips on his, because on the wood floor, he slides around without them. And also they're sharp, his regular nails. And so anyway, he's been wearing tips ever since we moved into this house, pretty much. And we ran out of them last time, so he didn't have them for a couple weeks. And Rufus was kind of sliding around. So he got his tips put on Friday. And when Christian brought Rufus back in, he showed us what looked like a hot spot on Rufus's hind quarter. And the hair was all gone. There was a big circle, about so big. And, the skin was looked irritated. There was some redness there and some dry skin. And so I sent a picture to Julie Capel, Tristan's mom, Samantha's mother-in-law. And she's a vet. And she coaches vets, and she had her own hospital and pet hospital. Anyway, so I sent it to Julie, and she said she thought it was a hot spot. And we said, well, we were going to bring him to the vet anyway, because Rufus had been limping last Monday, and he was walking really funny. And then he seemed to be okay. And then Tuesday, he was walking a little funny, but then he seemed to be okay. But by Wednesday, he was walking like himself, seemed fine. So we didn't take him to the vet, but when this spot appeared on Friday, we called the vet. I asked Julie if we should give him some ibuprofen or anything. And she said, no, wait till you see the vet. He'll be fine. So we go to the vet on Saturday. Wonderful that they were open. And it could be. And so first the tech tells us that Rufus has gained 15 pounds since July in 1 month. I'm like, no, that's not possible. He's saying, well, Rufus was 65 pounds the last time he was here. No, that's not possible. Rufus is always between 80 and 83 pounds. That's just where he lives, unfortunately, because we are very bad parents. We don't exercise him enough. He's lazy and lays around most of the day. And we used to take him for walks at Balboa Park around the golf course regularly, a few times a week. We haven't been doing that since Snuffy's surgery, and I've been using the elliptical and the vibration plate, and so Rufus hasn't been getting enough exercise at all. Snuffy did take him yesterday, I think, for a little bit, but he hasn't been getting enough exercise. So Rufus is a big boy. He weighs at least 80 pounds. Anyway, the guy is telling us that Rufus has gained 15 pounds in a month. No, not possible. Right away, no, So it turns out on the scale, it's not true. He didn't gain 15 pounds. Hi, Pia. Thank you, Pia. Pia, thank you for the stars. I appreciate it. You know, the stars are really lovely, and I get like these little deposits in my PayPal from the stars. Facebook sends me a notification once a month, and they put the money in my PayPal, and I so appreciate it. You know, I did this show for nothing for so many years, and now just those little bits just make me feel very appreciated, and I'm so very grateful, Pia. Thank you. Hi, Jan. So anyway, I'm talking about Rufus. So anyway, finally they realized that no, obviously when the last time he was weighed in July, he wasn't with us. Snuffy didn't walk him onto the scale. They put him on the scale and guaranteed he had 1 foot off, because that's what I do too when I weigh myself. And I weigh 15 pounds less that way too. No. But anyway, clearly Rufus didn't have an accurate weigh-in. And whenever we're not there when they weigh him in, he weighs like 15 pounds less because he's walking off. So, oh, thanks, Pia. So in any case, the vet comes in, and Nola, her name's Nola something, Noda something. Anyway, she was lovely. She came and she sat on the floor. She said, no, I don't think it's a hot spot, because it's in a place where a hot spot is when they lick it, and he can't get there. It was all the way back by his tail. She said, I don't think it's a hot spot. It could be caused by allergy. I said a bite, perhaps, a spider bite or something, could be. We told her that he had been limping, and then she's feeling around and examining him, and she feels what I'm gonna call a bump, except she says, I'm feeling something, and it could be a mass. And she said that word, and I'm telling you, everything stopped. The world just stopped. Don't use that word. Don't use that word with Rufus. Don't use that word with anybody, anything. But oh my God. And she said, but it doesn't feel like a classic mass, but it doesn't feel like a classic hot spot. I'm not really sure what's what. She said, but she had Snuffy feel it. I was too freaked out, but it was pretty big, but it was soft and it was moving. And I knew as soon as it was soft and moving that was a good thing, because the bad thing is hard and stationary from everything that I've been told. So the fact that it was moving around and soft was very encouraging. And she said the least, oh God, the word just went out of my head. It starts with an I. Invasive thing I can do would be to take a needle sample and check the cells and see what the cells look like. And then if they're not normal, then we would take a tissue sample, go in and give him a real biopsy. And I'm like, oh my God, oh my God. And Snuffy's right away, do you put him out? You don't just do that, anyway. We're not gonna go there, because hopefully that's not gonna be needed. And so she took that sample on Saturday. Today's only Monday. She told us 3 to 5 days. And I don't think Saturday and Sunday count. So I'm guessing it didn't really get to the lab till today. So we might not know anything till Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, which is crazy making. And what was crazier making was we went to, when we left the vet, we were gonna go to Langer's. We had asked the kids if they wanted to go. Harry had a thing with his car, and so he didn't have a car. We would have to pick him up, but he had his last kickball game of the season. He wasn't around yet. Turns out Langer's closes at Friday. I hadn't been to Langer's in years, and the last time I went, I had half a pastrami sandwich and a cup of cabbage soup, and it was so memorable. They have the double baked rye bread. Langer's is like the best deli in LA. We go to Brent's, but Brent's is good, but Langer's is the shit, right? It's the Katz's of LA. And Phil Rosenthal and Norman Lear and Carl Reiner always ate the number 19. Everybody eats the number 19. not my thing, because it's pastrami with coleslaw and Swiss cheese and Russian dressing, and I don't like all that stuff. I like pastrami with mustard, but I thought, we got to try a number 19. Anyway, we took Rufus. We did it to go because we were just going to make it. You have to go all the way to MacArthur Park, which is just filled with homeless people and junkies. But Langer's has a thing where you order online and then you tell them what kind of car you have and they run it out. And when I say that it's ready to go and they run it out, I mean, it wasn't like a 30-second stop and boom. Thank you so much for the prayers. So, and waiting is the hardest part. So, I'm all over the place. I'm going to get back to Rufus. Don't worry. So Rufus is in the car. We go to Langer's. We pick up our food. We order the number 19. Snuffy wanted a Reuben. We get home and Rufus just lays down. And we have Ring cameras that go off on our phones, and so they make this noise. And I see Pia is the only one who gave me stars today. So I know that I'm boring everybody. Okay, I'll try to be more entertaining. So, okay, so anyway, Rufus is laying, and he's not laying at our feet. He usually lays like right under our feet. And he's off by himself, and he doesn't move. And he doesn't move. This is now only 4:30. He doesn't move all night long. He just lays there. We thought, okay, he was traumatized yesterday, and he had laid around on Friday night also, and not by our feet, kind of off by his own, which is very unusual. So we figured he was exhausted from his bath, because Christian gave him, like, it almost took close to 2 hours between giving, oh, somebody gave me star. Oh, it's Pia again. Thank you, Pia. And so it was like an hour or something bath, I guess, and then plus putting on the tips, which when I go, it takes 45 minutes, and I guess it took that long for Rufus too. So I figured, well, maybe he was exhausted from the bath and getting the tips put on, because usually Christian just has to replace some, but this time he had to do them all. And you sent stars, but it didn't show up? Well, thank you, Jan. That's so nice. Hopefully I'll see them later. Thank you. I appreciate that. So anyway, and then we thought the trauma of going to the vet, Rufus gets very, very nervous, and I took a video, and I didn't post it, but he shakes all over, especially his hind quarter. He's just, his hind half, he's just shaking. So I figured between the bath and the vet, he was just really wrung out. And somebody, Maureen Sklar, said, oh, it's hot, that's why he's tired. No, our house is cool as a cucumber, and Rufus spends very little time outside. So it's not about the heat. The house is very cool. Oh, I got some stars from somebody. Esther, thank you, and praying for Rufus. Thank you all for the prayers for Rufus so much. I'm so grateful. And I think I'll tell you about the power of prayer in a minute. We'll talk about it. So in any case, he laid around all Saturday night. And on Sunday, Snuffy took him for a walk, and he came back from that walk, and he laid down on Sunday and didn't move all day yesterday, all day, all night, didn't move, didn't lay by us. We barely could interest him in food. I mean, and we've been like way overfeeding him real food and treats, because we want to make him happy, and we're worried about him. And so we have this stuff, this chicken. When he comes out to see you guys, I'll give him some of his new chicken treat. It's nothing but chicken. It's pressed like a chicken chip. It's not chicken skin. It's chicken meat pressed really tight, and it crackles, and he loves it. It comes in big sheets. I'm always afraid, though, it's going to cut his we took him to Petco to get his food, and we saw it, and it's really expensive for this bag of just chicken, but Rufus was worth it. And this is before, like, the trauma happened, really. Well, it was after the day that he was limping. So in any case, and we were going to take him to the vet for that anyway, if there was any sign of it later in the week. So there was just stuff going on with Rue. And now I'm thinking that Snuffy was sure the limp was from his front paw, which he's been licking, but I thought it was coming from the rear, which is where this, I'm going to call it bump is. I'm not even going to call it a lump. We're not going to go there. So in any case, laid around all day yesterday and just wasn't himself. And what I will say is I'm thrilled to say he wasn't himself this morning. We gave him rice and we gave him shrimp and we gave him all this stuff, and he was barely interested in his breakfast, and I was giving him treats. Yesterday when I put Kong cheese and his cookies out, he didn't even go over to his dish for like 20 minutes. That is Rufus, like, no, he's on it. So things have been not normal for him, normal Rufus. And it's just been really concerning. But then at some point late morning, Rufus was Rufus again, and he was barking when the Ring camera was going off, and he was sitting over by us, and he was moving with more Rufusness, and when we went in the back and laid down a little while ago, he came in and he was eating his broccoli. We've been giving him, Rufus has plastic broccoli, this big green head of broccoli that he loves and he chews on, and he takes it everywhere, and he loves his broccoli. He likes real broccoli too. And anyway, he started gnawing on his broccoli, and we had gotten these great bones, rawhide bones, and he had eaten one of them and just wouldn't touch the others after he stopped feeling well. So he's back to chewing on his stuff, and he was in a good mood today, and he was like in my face and in Snuffy's face, and whatever's going on, I'm gonna say that it's what everybody else said, like a fatty tissue mass. No, a fatty tissue cyst, maybe something. But I am banking on it being not even a benign cyst, just a fatty tissue thing. And I believe in the power of prayer, and you guys have been unbelievable. And I put that post up last night, and there were, I don't know, a few hundred loves and likes, and there were like 150 comments and people praying for him. And I really do believe in the power of prayer. And I believe you guys are helping to heal him. And I believe it's not something serious anyway, that whatever is causing all of this, we're going to get to the bottom of it. We're going to find out why he's licking that front paw, and we're going to find out why he was limping, and maybe the limp had to do with that thing, the fatty thing. Maybe it's bothering him. I don't know. I hope they don't have to take it out. I hope it's something that can be dealt with, because I don't want him to have surgery, but I just want him to feel better and feel like himself and not be troubled. So we are so grateful to you for your prayers and your love. And I know everybody loves Rufus, right? Everybody loves Rufus. How can you not love Rufus? And so please hold him in your prayers, in your heart, in your mind, and hopefully we're going to have good news very soon. In other news, it's hard to think about anything else when Rufus is going through what he is, but Samantha and Tristan were on their honeymoon in Hawaii, in Kauai, and they had a wonderful time. And we were getting pictures and reports back when they went zip lining, and they took a little airplane ride, and they were supposed to go snorkeling out on a boat, and it was too windy that day, so they ended up stand paddle boarding, whatever. And Samantha didn't love that, because this one boat kept making waves and giving her a hard time. But other than that, they ended up snorkeling and having a wonderful time. The luau, not so great, a little too commercial, but other than that, they had a fabulous time. And they were coming back late Wednesday night, and I asked if they had a ride. They were going to Uber, so I said, we'll pick you up. And she said, you sure it's going to be late? It's after 10 o'clock. That's what everybody's saying, Joanne, a lip oma. I don't like the sound of that word, because the oma does, but you're knocking wood, yes, poo-poo, and thank you for all the knocking and the poo-pooing and the praying and all of that stuff. So anyway, I said we'd go pick them up. Snuffy was into it too, because I missed them so much. We both did, and we wanted to see them. And I asked if they'd like some In-N-Out, and Samantha sent me the emoji of the crying tears. Yes, right. So So we left on time, and I wanted to do something special for them, and I had asked them, whoever was pet sitting, if they'd give me his number, because I was going to sneak over there before they came home, and I was going to bring flowers and treats and stuff, but they never connected us. So this way, we went to Trader Joe's because it was late. We had looked at flowers in like 3 places. I wanted to kind of duplicate her wedding bouquet, the colors, and I couldn't find anything. And so we kept looking and looking, and like all day on Wednesday, didn't find anything. So we went over to Trader Joe's and didn't find like those colors, but something something-ish. You don't watch Mr. Pimple Popper. I do not. I don't know who Dr. Pimple Popper is. So we got like all the snacks from Trader Joe's that I know they love, except they have these rolled spicy chili lime corn chips. Have you guys ever seen those at Trader Joe's? I didn't know about them. Samantha and Tristan turned me on to them a few years ago. It's just fat. I've had a few lip balms for years. They're just homely. Well, I hope, Joanne, from your mouth to God's ears, that let it be. That's a lot of people on the thread have said that, and I'm trusting that to be true. But would that make him limp? He hasn't been limping today, per se. He's walking a little funny, but it's back by his hind leg, so by the tail hind leg. So I don't know. In any case, the rolled corn chips, chili lime corn chips that they turned me on to, that I know they love, empty shelf, completely wiped out. And I went to the store guy and I said, do you have any more rolled chili lime chips? And he said, we're getting them in tonight, but they won't be on the shelf till tomorrow. Bummer. But got them all kinds of things. Got them chocolate things, got them licorice things, got them cookie things, got them popcorn things and chip things and all kinds of things, and flowers from Trader Joe's. And then we went to In-N-Out, and we had an hour before their plane was landing, and we were only a mile from the airport. Does he have arthritis? You know, I hope not. I don't think it's arthritis because it's swollen. I have arthritis everywhere, and it doesn't make like a thing, like a ball, my arthritis. It just hurts like a motherfucker. So, in fact, my hip is bothering me right now, and I don't have any kind of, my hip replacement is fine, so it must be arthritis. In any case, so we go to In-N-Out, a mile from the airport, a mile and a half, and we're in line. It's a huge line at the airport for In-N-Out. The limp might just be a pulled muscle. I know, right? That's what Snuffy thought too. And it self-corrected after 2 days, but then it kind of came back. Not quite came back. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. It's really hard to tell because he hasn't been doing a lot of walking. He's been doing a lot of laying is what he's been doing. So, but again, he's much better today, much more, he's himself. Looking at me with those soulful eyes and being in my face and laying right by our feet and chewing his broccoli. So he's so much, ooh, and I think someone's coming. Rufus, come on, guess who's coming? It's Rufus. You want chicken? Want chicken? Oh, I've been telling everybody about your chicken. Come on, I'm gonna give you your chicken. This is what it is, this just chicken. Come on, you want chicken? Come on, hurry up. Let's go, I got chicken for you. Come on, and it looks like this. And it's not chicken skin, it's real chicken. I'm not gonna give you too much because it's dinner time. Come around, hurry up, hurry up. You guys can see for yourself when he comes around the corner how he's walking. Let's see how he's walking. Come on, Rufus. Oh, say hi to everybody, say hi. Look at this handsome thing, scarf, kerchief he has. Okay, sit. Oh, all your people are here, Ruth. Thank you, Snuffy. Sure. And they're so happy to see you. Okay, gentle. The crunch is worth everything. I give Rufus potato chips just so I can hear him crunch. It cracks me up. I don't know if you guys can hear it. Can you hear the crunch? The crunch is the best. Here we go. Oh, is that good? You love the chicken, right? You love the chicken. Oh, Rufus, you're making a mess. You clean up the chicken on the floor. Clean up on aisle 3. No, look. Chicken, look. Here. All right. You got to clean it up off the floor, Ru. You're making a mess. Oh, yummy. Do you love that chicken? Do you love that chicken? See, I'm always afraid he's gonna choke on it though, because it's like, go ahead. Yeah, clean it off the floor. Good boy, good boy. Here, look, more here. Good boy. Now say hi to everybody, sit down. Sit down so everybody can see you. No, but he's walking, can you see? He's got that wiggle with his walk. No, he's walking okay right now. He's not limping. But he is walking a little gingerly for Rue. He's kind of ginger. And he's a ginger haired. Bye, Rufus. I love you. Everybody loves you. Okay, I'm looking at what you guys said about Rue. Oh, you guys sent a lot of love to Rue. Oh, yes, he's our sweet boy. Baby boy. Yes, you could hear the crunch. Yes, lots of kisses to Rufus. He wants Snuffy to let him in. So, okay, so we're online at In-N-Out, and the line is, excuse me. I think I'm allergic to the chicken. The line was like crazy. Hi, Joni. The line was ridiculously long. We're in the car line, right? And so it's going all the way around the drive-in and all the way out on the street. And so we get in, and you know, the guys come out and they take your order by the car window, and you're like still a block from the drive-through. And we're on this line, and we've already given our order, and we're about, I would say now we're around the corner from the window, but in the parking lot. And Snuffy gets a light that his tire is low. And he turns on the computer and sees 36 pounds, 36 pounds, 36 pounds, 7 pounds, left rear tire, 7 pounds. And we're like, holy shit, what do we do now? The kids are gonna be here in like 40 minutes. We're online at In-N-Out. What the hell are we gonna do? Oh my God, this is, and the last time Snuffy was on his way to see Tristan, well, not the, when we were on our way to Tristan's gig, and it was Harry, me, and Snuffy in the car, and Snuffy got a flat tire, and he had to stay and deal with AAA, and Harry and I Ubered back and got my car. Oh my God. Anyway, so here, I said, we can't do this to the kids. It's late at night. They've been on a 5-hour flight. They want their In-N-Out. What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? And so we drive to the airport, and they're gonna be at Terminal 5 arrivals, and now Snuffy pulls into a parking lot at Terminal 1, and I'm like, okay, I can't walk with the food all the way to Terminal 5. That's a really long way. What the hell are we gonna do? And you know, we'll pay for an Uber for them, but like, what are we gonna do with the food and getting it to them? I have to get them their food and all the treats we have and everything else. And I'm like, oh my God, what are we gonna do? And the traffic going from In-N-Out to the parking lot was bumper to bumper. How is AAA gonna get in here? What are we gonna do? We call AAA. They're sending a guy. Where's our spare tire? So Snuffy goes in the trunk. Where's the spare tire? Can't find the spare tire. I'm like, oh my God. ChatGPT. ChatGPT is a lifesaver for everything. ChatGPT, this is the make and model of the car. Where's the spare tire? No spare tire. No spare tire. It's a run flat tire. And ChatGPT is saying, no need to worry. On a run flat tire, you can go 50 miles at 50. You can go 50 miles at 50 miles per hour, and you won't damage the rim of your tire, and you are safe. And you will, and it didn't feel flat at all. Meanwhile, now it was down to 2 pounds. 2 pounds. And it says, but don't worry, you can run flat tires are meant to go even when there's no air in them at all. So meanwhile, Snuffy, there's a kit in the car with like some foamy stuff that you can blow up the tire somewhat, and I guess it seals it or something. So Snuffy's doing that, and meanwhile it explodes like sort of all over the tire and the car and him. Fortunately, we have a couple of towels that I got to wrap, oh shit, we got a delivery, that we used to wrap, I was gonna use to wrap the hamburgers to keep them warm. And I'm distracted, I can't talk to them when you guys are talking. Snuffy and Rufus are having a conversation over there. We got a Costco delivery. That's our toilet paper. Where's the LaCroix? Oh, it probably has some LaCroix in there. And there's probably more out by the garage. Did he put some by the garage? Oh. So anyway, sorry guys. So this foam stuff, he finally gets it to go into the tire, and it does. It's picking the tire up somewhat. And then the AAA guy calls back and he says, I'll be there in 20 minutes. And it's like, wait a minute, we don't have a spare tire. He goes, well, I can't do anything for you. I can only change a spare or tow you. He's like, no, you're not going to tow us. I said, we have a run flat tire. And he said, well, you can't really ride on that. Let me see if I can find you a tire. Find us a tire. Meanwhile, the kids are saying, oh, we're still on the plane. We haven't told them we have a flat yet. And now they're about to get off the plane and go to get their luggage. And now I got to tell them that we have a flat and to wait there because we're working it out. And oh my God. So now the guy calls back and he says, I can't find you a tire. Okay, we're going to drive over to the kids. We're going to give them the stuff. We're going to take them back to our house and put them in an Uber. And that's what we're going to do. So now the guy, AAA guy, calls back. And he found a tire. It's 10:30 at night on a Wednesday night. He found a tire and a guy that will change the tire less than 2 miles away from the airport. So we go get Tristan and Samantha. They're in the back seat. They're eating their In-N-Out. We go to this place and we can't find it. And it's like this dark alley and it's next to this FedEx delivery thing. And the guy, the AAA guy, could not be nicer. Gets on FaceTime with me to like show us where to go. And we go into like this back alley, and it's long and it's dark, and there are two guys standing outside who look kind of like thugs, and they're standing outside their cars, and I'm like, are you James? And they don't even answer me. And then we drive past and there's this open garage and light, and it's filled with tires, and there's James, and he's fixing one of these guys' tires, and then he tells us to wait, and I'm telling you, he got to us in less than 15, 20 minutes. The kids are still eating their In-N-Out. And we don't even get out of the car. He changes the tire. He said, oh, you cannot drive 50 miles on these run flat tires. You would have bent your rim. He said, I have Uber drivers that come here all night long and they drive on those run flat tires and they bent. So what do? You can't have a flat tire because there's no place for it. It would take up the whole trunk. So you're screwed if you get a flat tire in this car. It's totally screwed up. So now he fixes the tire and it's like 11:20. So the kids didn't land till 10:40 till they got to baggage claim. It's 11:20 or 40 or something. We get the kids home and I go in, I get to see Beanie and Marsh and we give them all their treats. And it was so great to see Samantha and Tristan, and we got to spend an extra hour with them. And then by the time Snuffy and I got home, it was like 1:45. And we had something Thursday morning. Oh, he had training with Mike at 8:45 on Thursday, which, oh my God, that's a killer anyway, his PT guy. So, I mean, it was so crazy. And meanwhile, this AAA guy like saved us because yes, we probably would have been able to drive here, not to their house. We probably wouldn't be able to get back here, but there's no doubt, according to everything we've been told, that Snuffy's rim would have been destroyed. And so instead of just having to replace the tire, he would have had to replace the rim too, and that's really expensive. So we got and I was so impressed with this AAA guy that saw us through every step of the way. So I called AAA the next day, and then I had to track him down, and I wrote what do you call it? I wrote praise. That's not what you call it. I wrote a letter of gratitude to AAA for our guy who helped us so much and who we were so grateful for. And what an amazing trip that was. So I'm trying to think if we've seen Samantha and Tristan since then. I don't think we've seen them since then, but we're going to see them tonight because Terry Wilson and so I made some calls. You know, Tristan is a multi-instrumentalist. Excuse me. I have the wrong thing on here. That's supposed to be black and it's white. I put the wrong one. Why did I put the wrong one there? I gotta put the black one out. So Tristan is a multi-instrumentalist, and I called a few friends. You know, it's funny how testimony, no, that's not, no, I gave him a, what's the word? Oh, God, no, not feedback. Well, it is feedback, it is, yeah, but no, that's, oh, thank you for the stars, honey. Not a review. Yes, another angel placed in our path, absolutely. Not a review, not a recommendation, testimony. Yeah, there's a word though. Oh God. I do it all the time. What do you do on Yelp? You write a review on Yelp. No. I can't think, it'll come to me. But anyway, Tony's not here. Tony would know the word that I'm trying to think of. So in any case, I've been calling some friends on, not a review, I've been calling some friends on Tristan's behalf. Not that he needs me. What is that stuff on the floor there? Well, that's mysterious looking. Black things. Ooh, we had a swarm of bees today. Remind me to tell you guys about that. What is this stuff? Uh-oh. That looks not good. Black things on the floor. I don't know what that is, and I don't like the looks of it. Ew. I hope those aren't, they're too black to be turds, animal turds. I don't know what those are. I'm going to give you a, I always say it to waiters. I'm going to, oh shoot, I can't think of what it's called. Anyway, attaboy. What about attaboy? Rufus, come here. Thank you, Pia. So what story was I in the middle of? I know I'm going to tell you about the swarming bees. No. Oh, right. So Tristan is a wonderful musician, and he has played at the Hollywood Bowl, and he's played at the Amundsen, and he plays with Michelle Coltrane, and he's played with Bruno Mars. And so I've been like calling some friends who are producers and letting them know. And so tonight, you know, Terry Wilson and Tony Bronigal are both producers, and I want to introduce them to Tristan. So we're going to go see them play at the, and Teresa James, love Teresa, love all these guys. We're going to go see them play at the Maui Sugar Mill, which is fitting since the kids just got back from Hawaii. You missed the whole story, Karen. He's doing better today, but we don't have any results yet, poo-poo, but we're looking for all good news. But he's behaving much better today. And thank you for all the stars. I see there's some stars up there. And if I missed anybody who gave them, thank you so much. I so appreciate them. So in any case, we're going to the Maui Sugar Mill, and I'm going to bring Tristan and introduce him around and hear some great music. So if you're in the Valley, we'll be there at the Maui Sugar Mill. Cadillac Zach is the promoter. And we're going to go out to dinner first. We're going to go to, Dan Noodle, which the kids love. We do too. And we're going to do that. And that's why I was going to be on time, because I thought we were rushing, but it turns out Teresa James and the river, no, and the and the Tramps and the river tramp, no, you know who I'm talking about, are not going on until 9:30. So dinner doesn't have to be rushed. I was able to be late today and still do the whole thing. Positive feedback, yes, I was going to give positive feedback, but that's not what it's called. I'm going to bluff for you tomorrow. Damn it. Anyway, a call on your behalf. I'm going to, I can't think of what it's called. It's driving me crazy. Hopefully by the time I write the recap, I'll come up with it. So, in any case, we are going out tonight with the kids. I'm very excited. And what else? Samantha got some of interest and got some of the pictures back from Gil's company, from Gil and his partner, who at the wedding, and you know what I realized is I didn't see any photographs from the ceremony except for the one picture from far back that Gil had sent, because nobody took pictures during the ceremony. Phones and cameras were nobody had them. So when the pictures started coming in and I saw, I haven't posted them yet because we've been in void moon after void moon after void, a rave review. Well, kinda, that's not the words I'm looking for, but that's what it would be. A review isn't exactly something you do for an employee who does a great job. You give them a letter of, no, it's not a letter of recommendation. I can't, anyway, so we're in a void moon right now, so nobody's watching except us. And void moons are very weird, and we've been in these long voids. And we just had the full moon in Aquarius, so lots of stuff going on. But Mercury went direct today. Hallelujah. A good rating, yes. That's one thing that it is. A commendation. A commendation is kind of a thing. It's a commendation. That it is a commendation. So in any case, there's all this weird astrology. Thank you, Zoe. I didn't speak to Zoe today. And where was I going with that? I was going so I haven't posted the new wedding pictures, which are so stunning. Wait till you see what the chuppah looked like with the flowers all over it. Just, they didn't have a Jewish wedding. He did break the glass, but there was an officiant. But the blessings were said. You know, it was kind of non-denominational with touches of things in there. It was beautiful. And as I said at the top of the show, I changed Samantha's name in my address book, in my phone today, which was not easy to do. I thought I was going to leave her Samantha Ray Abelson for the rest of her life in my phone, the rest of my life, the rest of my phone's life. But I decided that was not respectful of her choice. So to honor my daughter's choice, I changed her name, and now she comes up in my phone as Samantha Ray Capel, which, let me tell you, really tough for this mama. But they're so happy, and I'm so happy for them. And their life is so far blessed, and may it be forever and ever so. Commendation, yes, and acknowledgement, to acknowledge, yes, all those things are true, but that's not what I usually call it. Because I always say to the person, I'm going to make a call tomorrow, and and I don't know what I say. But anyway, so let's get to the recognition. It's definitely recognition. I'm getting really hungry right now. We're not eating for another hour. Anyway, I just want to get through this week's binges and noteworthy viewing. We finished Annika. It took us many days after I saw you last because we had a whole nother season. Nicola Walker, cannot recommend it enough. I love her. The show is different. She speaks into the camera here and there, but I loved it. I recommend it highly. It's on PBS. We had to pay for it, but it was worth it. Compliments? Well, they are compliments. So Annika, we finished. Then we watched the, I think we had already seen the last part of the Live Aid thing when we saw you last. We watched something else that was on. Maybe we watched the last part of we watched the newest Dexter, which is great. Loved it. Dexter's rolling along. I hate the fact that we can't binge it and we have to watch it piece by piece, but so enjoying Dexter Resurrection. Oh, there's a bird. I wanted to tell you, bees swarming today. I look out the window and there were literally hundreds of huge yellow jackets, bees, whatever they were huge, flying like crazy all over the hedge, all over the grass, swooping down from the roof, smacking into the window in front of me. And I was like, oh my God. And I mean, they were just everywhere, and there were hundreds of them. And I was like, wait a minute, we've never had bees like that. What is going on? And I didn't realize it was a swarm until Snuffy came home and told me. And then Rufus wanted to go outside. It started to die down, and there were less of them. And I didn't want him to go out, but I thought, oh my God, if he has to pee, what am I going to... So I let Rufus out, and then he just sits down in the sun, and I'm like, no. And I'm trying to coax him back into the house, and I can't get him back in here until I pull out the chicken, the pressed chicken, and then the chicken chips. Then he comes. So in any case, that was my bee swarm thing. And I asked Google why bee swarm and got no answer. I have to ask ChatGPT what makes bees swarm. Snuffy was saying it's when they change their home or something. I don't really know why that happened. I've never seen it before. It was really, really freaky. I mean, there were hundreds of them. Okay, Annika, yes. Dexter, yes. We also watched the Ed Sullivan documentary, thanks to China Cantner. Eisler, we watched that last night. Excellent documentary on Ed Sullivan on Netflix called Best of Sunday Night, I think. I'm just finishing up.
No, it's not about Sunday night though.
Best of Sunday. You're drinking my iced tea. Best of Sunday Night, I think it's called, or Best of whatever. Anyway, it's great, and it's really about the civil rights movement, and it's really about that more than as much as it is about the show. And Ed Sullivan, I have a whole new respect for him and his booking practices. Wow, I mean, I always loved the show, but him as a man and the choices he made and standing ground, strong, tough, good man. So we watched that, 2 thumbs up, loved it. And kudos is a good word, but not the one I'm looking for, but very good word. I'll send the answer about the boss in Messenger. Tell me now, what is it, Laura? Oh, about the bees. You're going to send me about the bees. Thank you. I thought it said boss because... Anyway, the other thing so I said, we started Day of the Jackal with Eddie Redmayne months ago, and we never finished it. So we decided to start over from the beginning, and we're watching, the Billy Joel doc was excellent, and Liberty DeVito, who is featured prominently, who was Billy's drummer for years and years, is going to be on the show in 2 weeks. And I have to tell you something about that too. So in any case, we ended up watching Day of the Jackal, and I didn't realize till we got to like part 6 that I had watched the whole thing. We watched the whole thing again anyway. It's excellent. If you have not seen Day of the Jackal, I don't know what it's on. We loved it. It was excellent. And I don't know what we're watching now. Oh, Snuffy's watching a thing on Epstein, and it's totally creeping me out. But if you have a great binge, looking for another great binge to start. Something was starting on the 11th, and I can't remember what it is. Something came out today, is coming out today, a series. I'm going to have to look for it. I had it in my notes. So there'll be a new binge in our future. And I think that's everything. There was one more thing I was going to tell you, and now I can't accolade. It is accolade. Oh, that's what I was going to tell you. Okay. So I was going to come back this Wednesday with Game Changers. It was all planned. The banner's done. I get an email from Bob Cowsill at 1:52 today saying, hold the press, when he says everything very funny. I can't remember. Houston, we have a problem. And it turns out he can't do the show on Wednesday. And and so he can't do it till next Monday or something. He has a day off, or a week from Monday, and that's not good because we shoot the shit. And anyway, I went to my friend David Santos, incredible bass player who's played with everybody. He lives in Nashville. Hopefully we'll see him and Wendy. Moten is one of the people he plays with, and that's his love. And Wendy was the one who came in second on The Voice 2 years ago. She's amazing. Anyway, I asked David if he would be willing to move to later, and he said yes. So Bob Cowsill, hopefully, I hadn't heard back from him, will be with us on the 18th instead of this week, the 13th. I guess that's next week. And Liberty will be here the week after, and Tommy James will be with us on September 3rd. I nailed that one down thanks to Benny Harrison, my old dear friend. Tommy James and Shondell, first concert I ever went to. He will be with us September 3rd. Very exciting. Special time, earlier. Bob Cowsill, earlier next week. But this Wednesday, no Game Changers. I get another week off, and I can't say I'm upset about that. And then David Santos will be with us on October 17th, I think it is. So, and Beth Sussman's going to be with us in a few weeks, and we have just great stuff coming up. So I'm very excited. And I spoke to Rosie Kind She called a few days ago, and Rosie's going to be back on the show, Barbra Streisand's sister. And if you close your eyes when they both sing, it's really hard to, she has a killer voice. She was on The Nanny, you guys know Rosie Kind, and I love her. I love her. So anyway, a lot of great stuff coming up, and please and thank you. Thank you so much for keeping Rufus in your prayers. I'm so very grateful. We're so very grateful, and please continue to do so. And poo-poo, I'm knocking on wood and spitting through my fingers. And please keep Rufus healthy and safe. And I love you guys. We'll see you next Monday. And I'll be posting wedding pictures and Rufus news and all kinds of things in the meantime. Have a wonderful rest of your evening. I'm so grateful for all of you. Love you all so much. Thank you. Have a wonderful Monday night. Bye-bye.